Ready, set, up, you're geek.
My name is Lou Lamar. I run Up Your Geek. We are internet-based. We cover geek pop culture. We cover all genres of things from music, TV, comic books, movies. And we have different writers covering a lot of different content, video games, so on. And this, when I do these type of interviews, I call it the Up Your Geek Spotlight, and we like to spotlight creators and artists, a lot of independent people too who bring their own ideas to this culture that don't get a lot of press per se. So we really like to dig into those categories. Now, I was listening to the Tampon Rock show, and I found it really hysterical. I was funny, and my wife walks. She's like, "What are you listening to?" Because I had the volume up really loud.
I love that.
I had the sound bar on. It's like, what's going on? She's like, I'm leaving. I'm going to work. I was like, all right. But no, it was so far what I've heard was really interesting and funny, and I love this one particular line that Chloe was, I think, talking to her mom, and she's going through all the list of names, and her mom's like, what was that last part? I started dying.
It was a carpet luncher.
Yeah. So what was that last part? She's like, Mom, don't write that down. So can you guys introduce yourselves, tell me who you are, and tell us what Tampon Rock is about.
I'll go first since I just asked. My name is Alysia Brown. I'm from South Bend, Indiana, but I live in New York. I do comedy. I do this job. That's, I think, I don't know, do you want us to all give our introductions and then talk about Tampon Rock? Because I don't want to just take it all. I will.
Hey,
please do. Go for it.
I'll just give it. I think what I'll say is Tampon Rock is a collection of me, Sophie, and Sarah, and just kind of put into this podcast form. I think it has little personalities of each of us, and so Tampon Rock is us. Wow, sorry, that's like a t-shirt moment right there.
That's deep. That's deep.
Yeah. Now that's a good soundbite.
Like that.
Oh, I'm done.
You said it all.
Yeah, that sounds it.
Oh, great. You guys don't even want to talk. Great. That's Sophie, that's Sarah.
I can introduce myself. I'm Sophie Dinicol. I live in Toronto. I'm from Ontario, Canada. And then everything that Alysia said, about the podcast.
Is you.
Tampon Rock is us,
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
And I'm Sarah, Aument, and I just really had a lot of fun, playing guitars and making weird voices and laughing hysterically with everybody while we made this,
Sounds like you guys had a lot of fun making the show there, and I what I actually really love about the show is the musical transitions. It's like, all right, some things have these transitions, and it's like, all right, so they're segueing over to notes, but if you have to listen to the lyric,
Yeah. I think that was the best part about making it, was that we didn't know how to like make this podcast different from all the others. And I think we used the musical transitions as a way to like set up the next scene.
Yeah.
And that Sarah like composing every single one of them, me and Sophie would be like, oh, let's make it sound kind of like this song, like B-52s. And then me and Sophie would have the same ref, and then Sarah would just like, all right, let me just 30 seconds. Yeah. And then we just like lyrically just come up with it. It's fun. I think that's my favorite part.
Yeah, totally.
Sarah's amazing, basically what I'm saying. Like,
yes, well, Sarah, that awesome work. I think that those are my favorite parts. It was going through. I was like, oh, these are awesome. And
honestly, it's like the last thing that came to the podcast. Like, we listened to, I think, like a read through of the pilot script, and there was like something missing, you know, this like extra thing. And so we created the narrators, and yeah, truly, we spent a lot of time like in a Zoom, just like this, writing those transitions. And we would write like 4 a day. We would just like do them, and we would just move on. And it was like such a lovely creative process to just like create and not be like so picky about it. It was like free, and I think that comes through.
I think that it was. It sounded like you had really a lot of fun making this. I had a lot of fun listening to it, and I was like, you know, this is. And when my wife walked in, it was like, and they said, you know, I like she said pussies, right? And she's like, I hate that word, or variety. I didn't know pussies came in variety. She's like, my wife's like, what the hell are you listening to? I'm like, this show, but but the funny was I hate this word, but varieties. Another line in here, I think, was the part when the boss from the job calls Deja. There's this line, and the line about the little girl. He's like, yeah, we can't have that. But that part was hysterical. So, you know, what is your kind of process when you're coming up with these different dialogue scenes for the show? Do things just like come to mind? Are you brainstorming about like what would people say in these situations?
I think it's just conversationally. Like, I think, yeah, like, I think it just comes natural to us. I know, like, it's just natural.
Everything
I think
just kind of flows.
So, yeah, like we're just, and then we all kind of, I think what's interesting with the three of us is that we kind of have one brain. I mean, as the three separate brains, but one brain together. Yeah. And I think that is the like interesting part with our dynamic. It's like, oh, we wrote all of this together. Like it was a team effort, you know?
Yeah.
So it's just, I don't know. It's just fluid.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. Like now it feels like so long since we wrote the episodes, even though it was really like a couple of months ago. But it was really fluid. Like we would just kind of like come up with this scene ideas. Like we would sort of break down an episode before we wrote it, and then we'd just kind of like fill it out with dialogue and just sort of like riff on what the funniest thing was. But yeah, I think we each have like kind of like a slightly different sense of humor too, but they're all really like complementary. So I feel like everybody has a really funny perspective. And yeah, it was really worked well.
I agree.
It was,
If somebody like brought a memory or a scenario so we, like Sophie said, we outlined everything. But if somebody like brought like, oh, this one time this happened, then it would just like spiral and we would all of a sudden have our like scene, you know?
Yeah, that's so true. A lot of it is our own experience or a variation of our own experience.
Yeah.
That's, you know, like, yeah, Tampon Rock is us, right?
Yeah.
Make a t-shirt,
Yeah.
make a t-shirt, right? So
Who said it first?
yeah, so who came up with the greatest of all lesbians?
Honestly, we think about that a lot, and I don't know.
I don't remember
why we did it. I think we just wanted to, like, what would 22-year-olds name themselves in a band? Oh, they're the greatest of all lesbians. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like, so like them thinking that it's like a funny play on something, but really it's just like not very inventive.
Yeah, it's like, oh, we're called
so basic.
It was I like the it was really, I think that some of the things were really intricate and genius, in that something I really found hysterical was the scene at the cafe where you guys are singing and the cappuccino machine's just going off, or the
that like has happened to me so many times, and Alysia is a performer too, so I imagine it's happened to you. But like, I remember being 18 and playing at this place in Syracuse called Funk and Waffles, and I was playing like a really intimate, like acoustic, emotional set, and there would be like somebody just making a smoothie for like 15 minutes.
I'm like, I'm like, oh no! I said there's a blender, and then they're like talking, and then the guy is out there calling out an order or something like that. It's hysterical.
Nothing worse.
Tony, yeah.
So cringy.
Tony with an eye.
Tony with an eye.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I think that, like, because I do stand up in a city before Corona, like I would do a lot of bars, and one time I was at this bar, like, where it was just, the stage was up, like, people were still at the bar. It was like like drinking and like just doing nothing. So I had actually in my set, like, everyone just shut up. And I said something like, oh, if you don't be quiet, you're racist. And so loud. But like, it's like those moments, you're like, yeah, I'm trying to do a set, but then distracted by all these people talking. But I think that was a fun experience to, like, relive.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like, you know, just kind of evolving like personal experiences into this. Seemed like a really great idea. One part that had me on the floor was when you guys are going to pick up the couch.
The song, or like
everything. The like the woman at, oh yeah, I think there's a couch over there under all that stuff. And
yeah.
The song's like 3 hours late.
I really like that you like this. Like, you were recounting the things that you love.
Yeah, no, I listen. I had it on a little Bluetooth speaker, and I had the volume it was like maximum volume. And you know, it was just, you know, hysterical, you know, and I was just these things that went by, and I was like, you know, that's really fun and smart. That's really funny. And I was just imagining, like, visualizing these scenes. So that's, you know, for me, that's how good it was. And but seeing that, I just imagine going to this house and just seeing, well, where are the couches? Oh, no, that's the love seat. I think the couch is over here.
That woman is like an amalgamation of like all the worst things, like, you know, like trying to get you to like try something, but also like trying to get you to like do stuff for her, and also like, you know, I think especially like right now in COVID times, a lot of people like don't realize that that they had a roommate that like kind of low key just kept trash in their room, and now it's like unavoidable because it's like we see each other's room like a third person now.
Can't escape.
Yeah.
You cannot get away from that. it was, I think that I was concerned. I'm like, oh no, like, because she's like making stuff, and I'm like, she's trying to get them to, but they just like skeptical about everything. Just like, what's in it? I'm not gonna have that. So and she's like, no, go ahead, try it, but I'm gonna charge you. I'm cashless line was hysterical.
Yeah.
It's like in New York City when people hand you like CD and then they're like, "That's $10."
Oh no, yeah, all the time. That's literally where it's like coming from. Yeah. You're like, oh, this is free. Like, no.
That's what it put me in the mindset of too. Like going to New York and everybody's like, "Hey, try this."
Yeah. I'm like, oh, this nice man gave me a nice CD, and then he's like, no.
It's a trap.
It's the same way in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Like here, sometimes they're like, "This is free," and then they'll whisper in your ear, "Can you get me $15?" And I'm like, "Oh." So this is so Tampon Rock is us. So where did the idea start for you guys for this? And when did you think, all right, we're gonna make this show?
Well, we had the ability to make a podcast, and I really liked the title idea of Tampon Rock. I didn't know like what I wanted to do with it, but I knew that I wanted to work with Sophie and Alysia, and so then we just did it, and we were like, what is it gonna be about,
Yeah, I think Sarah spearheaded that, and very grateful. And like, yeah, I think having the opportunity to create it and also work alongside of it, it was a good journey. It was fun.
Definitely.
Seeing the show aimed at the LGBTQ community, like, what do you look forward to for what do you want people to get out of this show?
That's a good question.
Representation. Yeah, I think especially as a Black queer woman, I don't see a lot of that, and I think I wanted to make sure that like we have some sort of representation for Black queer women and then LGBT women as well, just because I think a lot of stories are also told in such a rooted in trauma, and I think we're trying to like not have that. We're like, let's just actually be fun, and so someone can like live through it and then see like, oh, maybe I'm a lesbian who wants to be in a band, No, but yeah, that was mostly it. And then Sarah, I know like she craves this stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I'm like ticking down the days for this like Kristen Stewart like lesbian rom-com, and I'm like, I know it's just like a rom-com, and it probably isn't going to be the best movie, but I'm excited for it purely because it's a story with two queer women. Like I'm sad that there's not just like a never-ending pool of stuff to listen to or watch or read.
Yeah, exactly.
That's awesome. I think that that's such an important thing, especially in a time like now. This is probably the perfect time too for a podcast like this to be out, with everything going on in the world. And just for people to have something fun to listen to and to laugh. And it, if it made me laugh, it'll make anybody laugh. But I kind of enjoy content like that. The cleverness of the dialogue. No, I didn't know Susan B. Anthony was racist, right?
You didn't know that?
No, I'm joking. It was just fun. It was just, but no, I think that is definitely important. Definitely for the LGBTQ community, it's an important. And I kind of jumped at the idea of talking to you guys too about this, and we have because we are LGBTQ friendly. And actually my first writer is actually was transgender, and she is like awesome, like one of the best that I brought on and did a lot of work and everything like that. So she actually has started her own podcast with the other people in the community, and I'm her biggest cheerleader. So I feel that this show, I said, this is something I think you should check out, and so I'm going to wait to hear from. I actually might have her do a review.
Oh,
great.
That's awesome. Cool.
And then we'll have her give a listen and do a review for it, and just from her perspective, and then put it out there. And we'll put it up on the website.
Cool. That's awesome.
Yeah, I think that this is, I really love the idea of the representation. I really love this story in the show. The characters have really good chemistry. The musical transitions are really incredible. It definitely does make the show stand out. Because it actually is not like any other show that I've listened to before. So that's, I think that's really great. I think you guys did a great job putting this show together. So, and I can't wait to hear more, or wait until this. And this show is launching on the 3rd of December.
3rd. Yep.
December 3rd.
Next Thursday.
Yeah.
Maybe not next Thursday when this comes out, but next Thursday from today.
Yeah. If you could describe Tampon Rock in one word, what would it be?
Well, we should all go. One word.
I can't believe no one's going to say us after we did this.
Oh, man.
It's Monday.
Oh, no. Yeah. Maybe we should have done Tuesday. Didn't have coffee and everything.
Yeah. Tampon Rock in one word. Incredible.
Sophie.
Your turn, Sophie.
I already said us. I said us.
I'd say, like, well, I guess incredible really sums it up. But if I was to take one side of it, I'd say ridiculous.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, hilarious.
I accept that. Yeah.
Yeah, hysterical, ridiculous. But also like my heart. That's a phrase.
Not one
but
word.
That's 2 words, but we'll allow it.
Yeah, we'll allow it this time.
We'll allow it this time.
I'll allow it. No. Wait. Okay. Oh no. I guess I would say lesbians. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Tyra Banks has some competition with those made-up words.
Yeah.
Love it.
So this show is going to be dropping for everyone on December 3rd.
Yep.
And it is on all the platforms.
Yeah.
We're talking iTunes and iHeart, SoundCloud, wherever you can get your podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be 2 episodes on Thursday and then 1 each week following for 8 episodes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's so the show aimed at not just though the LGBTQ community though. This can be resonate with a lot of people, especially the relationships that are going on in the show, the characters and their interactions, and I'd like to ask, like, where is so Deja's character is this like she the way that her there's like a person in there that's in a poly relationship, and Deja, and it seems like on the surface there, she at some point she's like that, she's not into that, seems like.
And I think, and I think we just wanted to explore, like, you know, when you get into relationships, like where you're like, oh, I like this person because they like me, but you're not you're sacrificing like what you really want, and that's like, oh, I mean, you'll see throughout the season, like what she does and like what she comes to herself to realize, like what she actually needs.
Yeah.
I think it's a very good, you know, not only the comedy and the music there too, but there is an investment in there. I kept actually, like, after I was like, well, I need the other episodes now. So definitely had me hooked on there because I was really interested and invested in these characters, and it definitely, and seeing how, you know, Chloe's character was kind of a little more wild. And you know, and she and Deja was like, you know, because I can tell that, like, she's the one that probably just wants a one-on-one type of relationship there, and then so having to come. So now I'm interested to see, like, you know, where that story goes down the line. So, guys done a great, and it definitely a great problem to have too. To when the show comes out, and you know, if he can leave someone with laughter, interest in your characters, and an investment in this show and the characters involved, and also wanting to come back for more. And I think that it gave us all of those things, at least for me personally. So I'll be waiting for the next episode. So this is the one thing that you'd like people to kind of get from this show. Be it inspiration, be it a message. You know, what do you hope the takeaway is?
For me, I think the takeaway would just be kind to yourself, because you're always growing. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I accept that.
That's a good one.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I
copy me.
totally support that one.
Mm-hmm. Same.
Wow, thanks.
Yeah. Okay. I want to thank you guys for doing this and coming on.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Yes, no problem. So we'll get the everything out soon. So the show's coming out on December 3rd. It's Tampon Rock on iTunes, iHeartRadio, SoundCloud, wherever you can get your podcast downloaded. Check the show out.
Hey there, freaks and geeks. If you like this content and would like to view more like it, please visit us on all of our social platforms, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. You can also visit us on our YouTube page, /UpYourGeek. And you can visit upyourgeek.com, where you can experience a new standard in geek pop culture and entertainment media. Because no matter what fandom you're passionate about, we have it waiting here for you. Ready, set, up your geek.